All right, let's get right into it because today we are building something seriously cool. We're going to create a completely standalone AI interface by combining the Flipper Zero and the Blackhat board into one powerful, self-contained AI cyberdeck. So let me ask you something. Have you ever wanted to use those awesome AI tools on your Flipper, only to get annoyed that you're still chained to your phone? What if you could just cut that cord for good? Well, that is exactly what this project is all about. The answer is this AI cyberdeck, and the idea behind it is actually super simple, but really powerful. Your Flipper Zero becomes the front end. That's your screen, your controls, your interface, and the Blackhat board, that's the back end, a full-blown Linux computer that does all the actual thinking. So here's the game plan. First, we'll talk about the vision of a phone-free cyberdeck. Then we'll see how the front end and back end actually work together. We'll walk through a basic setup guide, and then we'll get into why this setup is just so much better than the alternatives. After that, for those who want to take it to the next level, we'll dive into some pro optimizations, and we'll wrap up with some final checks and key takeaways. Let's do this. The vision here is really simple, but it's a game changer. We want to create a truly independent tool. No phone, no cloud, none of that. We want a device that feels like a proper cyberdeck, something straight out of a sci-fi flick. So how does this whole thing actually work? How do we get these two pieces of hardware, the Flipper and the Blackhat, to talk to each other and make some magic happen? Let's break it down. Okay, this slide really lays it all out perfectly. Just think of it this way. The Flipper Zero is your interface. It's your screen and your keyboard. It runs the Codex app, it sends your commands, and it shows you the answers. But the Blackhat board, that's the engine. It's the powerhouse running a full Linux OS that actually executes those commands and handles all the heavy lifting with the AI. All right, time to get our hands dirty with the practical side of things. This first part is all about getting you up and running as fast as possible. And honestly, you're going to be surprised at how easy it is. First up, let's configure the Flipper. It's literally just a few clicks. You're going to open the Codex app, pop into the settings, and drop in your OpenAI API key. Now, this last step is the most important one. Change the connection mode to serial/GPIO. You're basically telling the Flipper, hey, forget Wi-Fi, we're going to talk directly through the physical hardware pins. Now for the second half of the equation, the Blackhat board. All we need here is a tiny Python script. And its entire job, its only purpose in life, is to act as a bridge, just sitting there, listening for any commands that come through from the Flipper. And you absolutely do not need to be a coding expert to get this. It really just comes down to two simple commands. The first one, sir.readline, just listens for a question from the Flipper. As soon as it hears one, the second command, sir.writeOutput, shoots the AI's answer right back. That's it. It's just a simple, elegant little conversation loop. So we've done the basic setup. It's working. But why did we go through all that trouble? Let's talk about the payoff, because this is where the cyberdeck absolutely destroys the other methods. This comparison says it all, doesn't it? The difference is night and day. A standard Telegram bot needs your phone, needs an app. Our cyberdeck, zero phone dependency. Latency with a bot is high because it's a slow round trip to the cloud and back. With our setup, it's a direct serial connection, super low latency. And the control, you get that satisfying tactile D-pad instead of a clumsy on-screen keyboard. So let's just hammer this home. We're talking 3 massive wins here. First, zero phone dependency. That means total freedom. Second, way lower latency for faster, snappier responses. And third, that tactile control, which just feels so much more direct and connected. This combination is what makes it a true cyberdeck.
Okay, so the basic setup works great. It's fun. But if you want to make this connection totally bulletproof, we've got to do some pro-level optimization. Yeah, this part gets a little more technical, but trust me, it's what takes your build from a cool experiment to an absolutely reliable tool. Time to level up.
The real secret to unlocking that peak performance is to recompile the Codex app itself. Now, why on earth would we do that? Well, because the standard app just isn't designed for the kind of high-speed, direct connection we're using with the Blackhat. We need to bake our own special settings right into the app to make it perfectly stable and lightning fast.
And it really just boils down to 3 main tasks. First, we're going to tweak the app's permission file to give it direct access to the GPIO pins. Second, we're going to dive into the C source code to change the communication speed, also known as the baud rate. And finally, we'll compile it all up and load our shiny new custom app onto the Flipper.
And this number you see right here, this is the magic number, 230400. That is the absolute sweet spot, the perfect communication speed, the baud rate, for a rock-solid connection between the flipper and the Blackhat. Setting this exact value is what completely eliminates lag and gets rid of all those annoying garbage characters you might see in the output.
And the payoff for going through that process is huge. You get to create a dedicated Blackhat Codex app, which means you can still keep the standard version for other things. You get insane stability, no more lag, no more weird text, and it creates this awesome seamless workflow where you can recompile and test out new versions in just a matter of seconds.
So, we've built it, we've optimized it, our cyberdeck is ready. Before you take this thing out into the wild, let's just run through a quick pre-flight checklist to make sure everything runs perfectly.
First things first, and this one's a big one, power management. The source material puts this perfectly, calling the combo of the app, the board, and the Wi-Fi radio the triple threat for battery drain. Seriously, running all three of those at once will absolutely chew through your flipper's battery life.
So, a few final pro tips for you. If you're planning on a long session, just plug a power bank into the Blackhat's USB-C port. It'll power both devices, no problem. Also, always double-check that the GPIO pins are pushed in nice and deep for a solid physical connection. And hey, don't forget, this hardware is 100% open source, so go nuts, experiment, modify it, make it your own.
And just like that, it's done. Your standalone AI cyberdeck is built. You've got a seriously powerful, phone-free AI tool sitting right there in the palm of your hand. So I guess the only question left is, what are you going to command it to do first?